Hey now YouTube, I'm Anthony.
I'm Monica.
And we're the Cooks. Okay, today's YouTube video, what we're going to do is we're going to help you guys out. I'm going to help out the ladies. And my beautiful, lovely, divine, wonderful, spectacular, stupendous, magnificent wife is going to be helping out the men. Okay? And so what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about, in our opinions, the 5 basic needs of a husband and
the needs of a wife.
And the 5 basic needs of a wife. And we're only going to give 5.
You think I have 5?
I don't know if you don't have 5, you don't have 5. Okay. So 5 basic needs. Here's the thing. When we give you these 5 basic needs, we are saying that they are basic. We're saying that they're 5, and we're saying that they are ours. Now, some of you out there might have others that you want to add to this. And if you have others that you want to add to it, down there in the comments, right down there, put the 5 that you think are very important. We are just giving you our take on it. I've talked to a lot of different couples. I've talked to a lot of different men, a lot of different women, and this is the general consensus that we've come up with. Yes. Again, these are just our opinions. And so do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh, awesome. Yes. Okay, go ahead and go first.
Okay, number 1, I think, is affection.
Okay.
We as women, we love affection. We want to feel that we're adored.
Okay, affection. You know
affection.
What? Fellas, we're going to do a YouTube video and we're going to talk about affection. We're going to talk about how to be affectionate. Here's the hard part. How to be affectionate without anything at the end. Okay? And so that kind of affection.
Because, I mean, yeah, and you know that I used to tease him. I'm like, well, you know, love making starts before we get in the bedroom.
Yeah.
It starts before you get in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So, you know, you gotta, you know, woo us. You know.
Okay.
You know.
Number 1, affection. Fellas,
okay.
Get a piece of paper, write that down. Affection.
Conversation. Communication. Okay. We love to talk. And I don't know if you mentioned this in another video, but sometimes we just, especially when we're having problems, the majority of the time we just want to voice it out. It's not necessarily for you to fix. We just want to talk.
Wait, no, seriously. I'm smiling because I had lunch with a friend of mine the other day, and me and him sitting at the table talking, and he was talking about, you know, because he's not married, but he was like, you know, you got any suggestions or tips for me as far as, you know, when I get married? And I was like, bruh, don't try to fix it. If she calls you up and she mad and she going off, just, would, really? Would, really? Would, really? At the end of it, she'll be like, you're the best in the world because you know how to communicate. Okay, so communication. We're going to talk about that. I'm making mental notes of things that we need to talk about. Okay. What's number 3?
Honesty. Honesty and trust.
Okay.
Honesty and trust. That's a big one.
So if we're honest and we build up your trust, makes you more receptive in everything?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think so.
And you know what, fellas? I'm going to tell you this. If you build up that honesty and that trust, it makes your life so much easier. I can get off from work, leave work, on my way home, go to the gym, work out, stop at the grocery store, come home, and when I walk out, she's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And it's because I built up the honesty and the trust to whereas she ain't worried about me out there doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. And so, yeah, so honesty and trust. Okay.
Yeah. And security/protection.
Okay. Affection.
We want to feel secure. We want to feel protected. And especially when you come from backgrounds like I came from. I actually, that was one of the things about him that I loved. He made me feel protected.
And sometimes making your wife feel protected means that you have to be the bad guy. Sometimes you have to step up and you have to shut certain things down to be able to say, hey, no, no, you're not going to get away with that. You have to be that covering.
And not only that, I really admire the fact that when I overextend myself, he'll you know, he'll say, "No, Monica, you're doing too much."
Stop,
you know?
stop. Because you doing your 5, I'm gonna do my 5, and so now you going off on something else. So we're not talking about that. That's another video. So, okay, what's your 5th thing?
Video, huh?
What's your 5th thing? What's your 5th thing?
5th thing. Oh no. I think that kind of like sums it all up.
That's it?
Yeah. Can you think of another one?
I'm not a woman.
I'm thinking about what I.
Okay,
you know.
So, ladies, let me help you out, okay? This is what happened. This is how this came into light. This is where this wisdom came from on high to me, as far as trying to explain to you our 5 basic needs. Because this is the thing, women, you tend to think that we're more complicated than we are. We're not that complicated. We're very, very, very simple creatures. Let us be simple. We are not too much more complicated than a dog. Fellas, I'm not calling you a dog. Ladies, I'm not saying that your man is a dog. What I'm saying is that the loyalty level that you would expect from a dog, well, not loyalty level, but it's not that complicated. Let's put it like that. We are very, very, very simple creatures. Fellas, tell them. But no matter how much you tell them, they're never going to believe that we are as simple of creatures as we are. She's pointing because in the background over there, our daughter is getting off from work and she's walking up. She's popping the truck right now. She's walking up. Let's see, is she going to stop? Go away! We're doing a video. No, she didn't.
Did you think I wasn't gonna see you?
I didn't hope you weren't gonna see us. Okay, man, can I still talk about my 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your 5 what?
My 5 basic, the 5 basic needs of a man.
Oh, this is juicy.
Okay, 5 basic needs of a man. Number 1 need, food.
I was
Food.
gonna say that.
You be quiet. I don't want to know if you know the 5 basic needs of a man. Okay, so number 1 thing is food. And listen, when I said that we're not too much more complicated than a dog, think about your Labrador. You feed him, he's happy. He'll lick your face. And so, number 1 thing, food.
Which means you need to learn how to cook.
Cook.
At least a grilled cheese.
Yeah. Number 2. Yeah, that's right. You better get out of here with your non-cooking self. She comes in the kitchen, and when I'm cooking, she'll walk up and just stir up the pot and be like, look, I'm cooking. Okay, now that she's gone. Number 2 thing, sleep. Sleep. I know that it sounds simple, but sleep. Number 3 thing, sex. Now, mind you, let me back this up. The 5 things that I'm giving you are not necessarily in order. There's no particular order to this. So, food, sleep, sex, 1 hobby. 1 hobby that we're allowed to have and be able to have that hobby, and you're not going to go off on us for having that hobby. You let us have that hobby. If your man likes playing video games, every once in a while, let him play video games. If he loves to golf, every once in a while, let him golf. He's your husband. It's not like he's out there. Now, if his hobby is going to strip clubs, have a problem with it. You should have a problem with that. But if his hobby is something that you can deal with it. As men, we just need to have a hobby, something to do, something. I mean, if you work, hopefully your man works. If he works and he's in corporate America, or he works a stressful job, or even if he doesn't work a stressful job, if he just put forth the effort to be able to try to provide for the family, and he needs that 1 hobby to be able to relieve some stress, I know that you need to relieve stress, but I'm just telling you the perspective from a man, okay? So one of the 5 basic needs is a hobby that he can have and not be harassed about. Last thing, every once in a while, to be just left alone. Just leave me alone. It's not that I don't want to spend time with you. It's not that I don't want to communicate with you. It's not that I don't want to have a conversation with you. But every once in a while, as a man, we just need to be left alone. When we lived in New Jersey, I had a pile of leaves in the backyard. And I used to go in the backyard, and I would take that pile of leaves, and I would move it from one side of the yard over to the other side of the yard. And then I move it back from that side of the yard over back to the other side of the yard. And anybody who looked at it would think, man, that dude is crazy. That's what she did. She looked at me like I was crazy. And one day she asked me, why do you keep moving those leaves around? And honestly, I didn't have an answer for her. But it was good for me to be able to go outside, because the military put us in the house, so I couldn't destroy the house. It was good for me to just be able to go outside and have some time alone to myself. And so 5 basic needs of a man: food, sleep, sex. Not necessarily in that order. One hobby that they can have to whereas they're not just going to be harassed and bothered and even if it's watching football, leave him alone. Let him watch that game. I don't watch football, but let him watch that football. And every once in a while, just leave us alone. And it's nothing personal. Monica taught me something that was incredible to me. Incredible to me. And ladies, help your man out with this, okay? Help your man out with this. She taught me to ask this simple question, and she would give me a simple answer. The simple question was, as a husband, what's wrong? And then she would say, nothing. And I would say, what's wrong? And she would say, nothing. And I'd say, what's wrong? And she would say, nothing. And this is what she did. She got to the point to where I'd say, what's wrong? She'd say, nothing is wrong, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay, you going on over there and be a woman and let nothing be wrong, and you just walking around looking like that. Okay. But what it did was it gave me the freedom to be able to know that I didn't do something wrong. Because when y'all are walking around looking like that and we asking you what's wrong, we don't understand it. Sometimes you need to just be left alone. We automatically get on the defensive and start thinking, hey, did I do something wrong? Am I in trouble? Is she going to say we need to talk? And so, man, I was planning on just giving you the 5 things, and she was going to give you 5, and that was it. But you know what? There's an added thing onto there. Here's a little extra. If nothing is wrong, and you say nothing is wrong, and it don't have nothing to do with us, tell us it don't have nothing to do with us, so that we not walking around worried about whether or not it have something to do with us. Does it make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Well, hey, I like my alone time too.
So it's not just 4 things, ladies. I mean, fellas, from a woman's perspective, there's 5 things. What was the 5 things again?
Affection. Conversation.
Okay.
Trust. Security.
Protection.
You know what? We need a man that's gonna go to work. Can't just be sitting around now.
Yeah, too late. No, you can't add that.
No,
you can't add that.
You gotta have a man that's gonna go to work. You just can't have somebody sitting around the house. Gotta do something.
So that's 5th thing.
Yeah.
6th thing.
Is it the 6th thing?
With women.
6th?
Yeah. One thing about women, also realize, fellas,
we can change our mind.
YouTube, thank you very much for listening to us. Please comment, subscribe. If you think of something extra that you want to add in, that's another need of a man or another need of a woman, please put it into the comments, put it into the suggestion. We're going to be doing some recaps where we go back and we talk about stuff that we talked about. And so if you add something and we go, oh, wow, we didn't think about that, we'll definitely add it in. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you for subscribing to us. Thank you for commenting. Please tell people about us. And that's it, YouTube. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Bye.